At the end of the previous lesson, we export model in convenient for us format, SLV for dbsolv, but you can use any other format of your favorite program. And in this lesson, we will calibrate model against available experimental data. First of all, we must describe the steady state of the model. Sirolimus pharmacokinetic model parameters was fitted as said in the third lesson. This concentration graph is obtained by applying these parameters. Interleukin-6 influx values was also changed. Calculated rate constant of interleukin-6 synthesis by neutrophil exported from IRT is very low. Exported rate constant for interleukin-6 synthesis from 5dB to analyze sources of interleukin-6. 5dB data for interleukin-6 synthesis rates shows that other cells in plasma and tissue are more valuable sources of interleukin-6 than neutrophils. So we added additional influxes of interleukin-6 in plasma and tissue to describe the steady-state values of interleukin-6 without describing synthesis by other sources. The values of the variables in the stationary state were exported from IRT. The sources of information on stationary concentration for IRT are the cytochrome database, so some values was kept as is. And some we will change. Neutrophil level in plasma was re-estimated to correspond to the concentration equal to the mean in the available experimental data. Some of the model parameters, approximately 10%, were refitted to describe the steady state for the healthy human. In rabbits, it was shown that intravenous administration of 2 mg per kilogram interleukin-6 leads to an increase in the concentration of neutrophils by about 2 times already 3 hours after administration. Parameters of interleukin-6 effect of neutrophil modulation were fitted to qualitatively describe the rabbit data, with an assumption of the same changes for humans. With this assumption, model allows to describe qualitatively neutrophil concentration growth, but doesn't allow appropriate quantitative description, perhaps due to the possible effect also on the bone marrow processes that are not described in the current version, or the different effect size in human. Equilibrium constant was refitted to make original parameter equal initial IRT value. Modified model contained only one parameter of therapeutic antibody effect. We fitted this parameter to describe human data for the percent neutrophil drop comparing to the baseline after a single dose of sirolimus treatment from this clinical trial, performed with 30 Japanese patients. We fitted EC50 for mono antibody and obtained this value. It allows to describe 30% drop after 1,500 mg sirolimus single dose. Platform was validated using available data in this clinical trial, where have been used multiple dose sirolimus treatment performed on 202 patients. Calibrated model describes the stationary values of variables, qualitatively describes the change in the blood concentration of neutrophils after interleukin-6 administration, and quantitatively describe the neutrophils count drop during multi-dose sirolimus treatment. The folder with the sample model is in the description. You can compare it with your project if necessary. Thank you for watching the tutorials and completing the assessments. See you in the next videos. Bye.